Welcome to Book Crew. We are on KCCC, 9:30 a.m. in New Mexico on Mondays at noon. We're available on YouTube under the Task Force Geek banner. And by the time that you hear this, we'll be on every major podcast aggregator out there. I am writer and marketing Jedi Dirk Cooper, and I'm joined as always by author and editor Beth A. Freely. How are you doing, Beth?
I'm doing good, Dirk. How you doing?
I'm doing good today. Let's talk about Dorian.
Dorian. Oh, my dear sweet boy. The muse of my life. Dorian, Behind the Eyes of Dorian Gray celebrates officially 20 years this year.
That's crazy.
20 years.
Okay, tell people what that is. And
so Behind the Eyes of Dorian Gray is
the
very first book I ever published. I won my publishing contract with a small vanity press by the name of Arch Books with this book. It was the first annual Arch Books writing contest. And I beat out 499 other authors to win first place in the women's fiction category with my little paranormal romance, which is basically a sequel to Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray. Dorian Gray steps out of his painting as a ghost 114 years after Oscar Wilde's novel and finds himself in a very different world and finds a young woman, a young romance author, living in his house. And what's interesting is they suddenly find out that they can see each other. Of course, chaos ensues, and if anybody has ever read any of my novels, they know to look for a fun twist and turn somewhere in the book because, I'm queen of monkey wrenches, as my nieces have always called me. So this year, 25 years. 20 years, not 25. Wow, where am I? 20 years in existence. So Dorian has a birthday this year. So,
what's interesting, this is a good example of maybe something that you bring to the table, which is you were traditionally published. You had an actual publisher with that first book, and then since then have you brought that book back into your own possession, which is great. Yep. That you didn't lose that, that they reverted the rights back to you. And now you're self-publishing.
I had Dorian, and then the Legend of Captain St. Pierre, co-authored with my best friend Miriam. Both of those were originally published through Arch Books. And then they reverted all the rights back when they closed doors December 31st of 2019. Okay. So January 1st, 2020, right in the height of COVID, I went ahead and went indie. And honestly, COVID actually helped me a lot. It helped me refocus my writing and got back into it, really get back into it because there wasn't a whole heck of a lot for me to do.
Why?
Everything was shut down.
Yeah. So you were just trapped inside. So it kind of focused you on writing? Yeah.
It helped me refocus on what I love to do and made me realize that some of the stuff I was doing really wasn't me, really wasn't what I wanted to be doing.
Interesting.
At one point in time prior to COVID, I was shooting pool 4 nights a week on 4 different teams. And while I love to shoot pool, it wasn't what I wanted to be doing.
It's not productive.
It's not.
Fun, but not productive.
Fun, but not productive.
Yeah.
So 20 years.
That's good. That's amazing.
Still have the best narrator for that book too, and Max Brown. Max, thank you, sir. Who we interviewed.
Those who are interested on Task Force Geek, we have an interview with him on there, which was really good. He's awesome.
You can also find it on my website.
Yeah. We talk a lot about one of the things that I've noticed lately on Blue Sky is how unsophisticated writers are compared to artists when it comes to self-promotion.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like some writers are really good. Some writers are really on target, but some writers, it seems like they just don't quite get social media. Yeah. So I have a challenge for writers who are trying to get a little bit better at social media. And that is, over the next week, I want to challenge you to find 10 writers in your genre on whatever your social media, whether it's X or Blue Sky or Facebook or whatever. Find 10 writers and follow them, and then under one of their posts, write some sort of insightful comment. Don't just say cool or that's neat. Try to read what they're saying, whatever it is, and ask them a question or say, hey, that's an interesting subject or something that's insightful. So do that with 10 people and just see what happens. Just see what happens.
I like this idea.
With your own engagement and what's happening on social media. See if that maybe unlocks a few things. And then if it does, my advice to you is to continue to do that. Continue to do 10 a week and expand your social network out. I can tell you that one thing right there will do a lot for you to open up some dialogue between you, and hopefully they will, maybe they will reciprocate. They'll return the favor to you and will come look at your stuff and give you an insightful comment, and then maybe share your stuff, and then we'll all build a community together. So that's my advice.
I like it.
All right. It's time for our feature interview. Today we have Amy in Kaplan, who is a lover of stories, who brings boundless imagination to the page as the author of children's books, RPG supplements, memoirs, poetry, romance, and fiction. She revels in crafting vivid worlds that come alive in readers' minds. Amy draws inspiration from life experience, classic tales, and precious moments with her supportive husband, 5 children, 2 cats, who I have seen, and lively grandkids. When she isn't writing, you can find her playing games, antiquing, or discussing her favorite fandoms. She also advocates for literacy and enjoys bringing the joy of reading to her community. With ink-stained fingers and a heart brimming with stories, Amy invites you to join her on adventures that spark creativity, wisdom, and wonder. Amy Kaplan, welcome to Book Crew.
Hi.
Hi. That's all you can give me is hi. After that wonderful intro.
Yeah, I know. Well, how do you follow that? I mean, I wrote the intro. How do I follow that? It's like, yeah, I wrote that. Cool. Yeah, that's okay.
I think in the spirit of full disclosure, you two know each other quite well.
We do.
A little. Yeah, just a little.
Just a wee bit. Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
Amy used to run a awesome game store in Arlington, Texas called Free Range Pumpkins, which I was constantly in there almost every day. And we have played many rounds of Magic the Gathering and other games together. And we've known each other for quite a while. As a matter of fact, when Max interviewed, sent me the audition, I called Amy. I said, Amy, what do I do?
I told her I'd unfriend her if she didn't accept it.
She did.
I did, because I was like, come on.
Yeah. You just got to go for it.
Yeah. It was important.
It was.
All right. Well, Amy, tell us a little bit about your author journey. How did you get started, and what did you do along the way?
That is a loaded question.
It is.
With cheese.
Yeah, I've always written. I mean, as soon as I figured out how, I wrote all the time. My mother has boxes in her basement with lots of things that I've written over the years, and she won't give it up. That's hers. So, there's probably a gem in there somewhere.
There might be.
There could be a lot of trash. Who knows? I entered contests when I was a kid. I wrote anything and everything. I read anything and everything. But I really started creating for myself after the kids. After my first child was born, when I was pregnant, I'd read The 3 Little Pigs to her, the book, to my stomach every night. And when she was born, I didn't need the book anymore. I knew that story backwards and forwards, and it became my thing with the kids. And as they got older and we added more, they were but what are the pigs' names? Do they have to do that? And my interactive...
They were expanding the universe.
We changed the story and we made it our own. And then school was out for whatever reason in Australia. And we were at home for a week. So we created our own version. I just found it. It's tied together with string, and it's very crude looking, but it's my free range pigs, the first version ever. And,
very cool. Well, that gets me into my next question, which is I wanted to ask you about your children's books.
I like writing the children's books. It's a lot easy. They're a fun audience because you can be as ridiculous and out there as you want, and it doesn't matter. They just like the whimsy of it. It's the book. It tells your traditional free range pig, three little pigs.
That's
it's
such a
traditional.
Good word. Whimsy. It's such a good word.
It describes the book.
Yes.
And my little nutsy moments. The kids draw on the page what they think happened, whatever. It doesn't matter. You think the wolf looks like draw the wolf. Draw the pigs. Don't draw any of it. Draw your brother, your cat. It doesn't matter. They're illustrating it, and they're now involved in the story because they pick what happens next. And there may only be 18, 19 endings, but you can get there so many different ways.
Yep.
This way you aren't telling the same story to your child every night, because after a while it's, oh, good, we're reading that. Yay! This is the same story, but not. And there is humor for mom and dad. And there are parts in there that are more for mom and dad than the kids, but the kids don't know it. It's okay.
So you also have free range bears?
Yes, we of course had to do the 3 bears afterwards. There's a little Monty Python reference in it.
Really?
There's a lumberjack.
Oh, okay. Right. Yep.
There's a lumberjack.
I'm lumberjack and I'm okay.
Yes, he says that he's a lumberjack, but he's okay.
He's okay.
I am working on my third one. I keep starting and stopping because I keep changing the direction of the third one. Is
this the Billy Goat's Gruff? Yes.
It's the Billy Goat's Gruff, and I named the oldest goat after Beth's husband, Dan.
Dan has a thing about goats, man. Okay, so
he does.
Everybody knows it,
and it fits.
It does.
So I made him the oldest, the toughest Billy Goat Gruff. It kind of goes a little wonky every now and again, but I'm having fun with the story, and we'll see where it goes. I was supposed to finish it a year ago, but I keep adding, so it's going to be, I think, a bigger book than the other ones.
So these are books where you get to a place where, and you can choose where you want to go next. You make decisions for the characters.
Oh, in the 3 pigs, does the wolf really blow down the house? Maybe he doesn't.
Okay.
Maybe he fails, or maybe a hurricane comes by and knocks down the house, and just as he's about to blow. It's that wild craziness that children like. And they're in charge of the story. It's not just something being told to them. Yeah,
I imagine they like being part of the experience or whatever.
You get to make your own memories with your kids with these stories, because
that's cool.
Your kids are going to have a favorite path.
Right.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's
and it's not the same thing all the time.
No. It's similar, but not the same.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah. I'm having a good time with these.
All right. Well, tell us next about the role-playing game supplements that you've written.
I did those because I had a game store. I'll be quite honest.
Yeah.
I had a game store, and I saw all these kids playing all these different role-playing games, and they're all, I need something to take notes. Oh, I suck at notes. Oh, I can fix that.
Right.
So I came up with That's Nigel, by the way.
For those of you who are not on, who cannot see on video,
There was a cat behind me.
Amy's cats keep appearing and disappearing in the frame.
I made a player guide so that it was just filled with worksheets, basically. You're playing and you can just make really cryptic notes, but come back to it later and it makes sense. Like, what loot did you get? Who did you meet? What quest are you on? Who was actually there that time? Was John present when we went and killed the dragon? Oh, no, he wasn't. Okay. It's a lot easier to keep track. You can draw maps.
Oh, wait, John was the dragon.
Yes, maybe John was.
Is this one of those books?
That is the campaign creator guidebook. I have a campaign creator book.
Okay.
So that you can just fill in all the pages, make your own campaign. This book, I wrote that one because not everybody understood what the pages were for. And so I wanted to make it make sense. So it kind of goes hand in hand with the other book. And I had it, that's for the game master or dungeon master. Right. It doesn't have to be D&D. It could be Pathfinder, Starfinder, GURPS, any game. It doesn't matter.
Original.
Yeah.
Amy saw
and there's the player's companion you were talking about.
Amy saw a lack of guides and notebooks designed for people like me who I am not a regular gamer. I'm not a regular dungeon master, but I had ideas. I had games I wanted to try, games I wanted to play. And, some of this came out of conversations that Amy and I had, that Amy had with other players about
the DMs,
about filling a niche that helps people who want to start DMing or who want to play, actually get started a lot easier.
That's the whole point. Everybody should be able to do this. It's fun to step outside of who you are and be someone else for a little while. Mm-hmm. It's great fun.
What's your history with role-playing games? What have you played? And
I've played just about everything. When I first started playing D&D, we were in a small town, and to find players, you got your Dragon magazine and you looked in the back and look, these people will play. And we played by mail.
Really?
Wow, that is old school.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's seriously
old amazing.
School. I've just dated myself.
And the rest of us, thank you.
Yes, you'd fill out your character sheet and mail it to the DM. And the DM would then look at all the characters, and then you'd get your character sheet back with things filled in, and what do you want to do? And then you'd have to write out what you want to do and mail it back in. It took 3 months, and I went, I can't do this anymore. I've stuck with it for 3 months, which was pretty bold.
Yeah.
But I just went, no, it's too long, but you were waiting you forgot what was going on.
Right.
So I had to wait.
That's actually really fascinating. People take for granted now that get into, and I was going to ask what your definition of role-playing game is. Now I know, but you said, you mentioned in the intake form that we had that you played Warcraft. Some people would call that a role-playing game.
It is. Mm-hmm. It's a massively MMORPG, and I love that.
But there's a very big difference between sitting at a table with a bunch of friends, acting out a character role versus being on playing a video game.
Yep. I like them both for different reasons.
Of course, yeah. I mean, both are great, but there's something about that role-playing game experience where you're rolling the dice and you're there with your friends and you get to create the character and live in that moment. And I think that a lot of, you said that you did, I never even heard of this. You did role-playing through mail, which is amazing. People who are the younger crowd take the fact that we have video, conferencing like we're doing right now for granted, because now even if you're not able to all get together, you can have people from around the world get together and role play with you using Zoom, Skype, or some other service
every Sunday.
And you could do it. Yeah, you don't have to travel
Tuesday.
anywhere. You could just be at in your home, and you can role play with other people, which is, I think, wonderful.
Every Sunday and Tuesday, that's where Dan is. He's in front of the computer, role playing with the group that he's been playing with for years back in Arlington, Texas.
Right.
It's over 15 years now, I think. That he's been doing that, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah.
They have one campaign.
Yeah. They've got one campaign that's somewhere between 15 and 20 years old.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Have going. Yeah.
Amy, where can we find your books?
They're on Amazon. They're everywhere. I don't have them on my own site because I just don't. I let Amazon take care of it. My site, it's much easier. I don't have to ship it. I don't have to mail it. I had enough of that with my son. I'll be honest.
Are you wide or are you or are you doing it KDP?
Everywhere. Everywhere.
You're going through Ingram?
Ingram. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you're
we're
wide.
Everywhere.
You're wide. Yeah.
We're all over. I do show up at little book fairs or antique fairs or just craft shows, and I'll set up a table and go, "Hi, here I am."
What? Let's talk about Harbinger of Terror.
Oh yes, that came about. I was on Facebook, and it tells you, "Oh, you should know these people. Maybe you're friends." And it was someone I hadn't seen in a while. I went, "Oh, okay." Click the little friend button and forget about it. Next thing I know, I'm getting messages from this person, and they went increasingly wrong. Let's just put it that way. They went wrong. So I blocked them. And then my brain went, click. That's a book. And
as we authors tend to do. Hey.
For sure.
So Harbinger of Terror started from something that happened for real and then spun crazy and wrong. Because it wasn't just somebody saying things that you don't want them to say to you. It went to a very dark place. I've been fantasizing about you, and it's not the fantasies you think. No, it's I've been fantasizing about cutting you up into little pieces. And burying you in the backyard. And that's where we went. And I keep changing how I want it to end, which is why it's not made it to editing yet. But it's my first try at this genre because my brain just kind of went nuts after that incident, and I changed it. And I went, I'm in charge now. This is what's happening.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good way of dealing with it. For sure.
Yeah. I took control by writing a book.
There you go.
Yeah. Changed the narrative a little. Lots of fun.
Let's talk about Reflections Reckoning.
Oh. Yeah, that's my children's book. It's the first in a series. It's about Nadia. She's the girl in the mirror. She just is a regular girl who's a bit nerdy and loves her books, and loves her games, and okay, so she's me.
I was gonna say she's you.
Okay, so she's me. Very nerdy, likes all that stuff. Nose stuck in a book all the time, and she's always had this beautiful mirror in her room. And lately, she's just seeing, what's that? That's odd. Weird movement that's not in her room. And she eventually finds out the mirror's a portal to another world, and that's where all of the books take place. It's her connection to this other realm. And that's all I really want to say, because I don't want to give away the plot.
Where is that in development?
Editing.
It's in the editing phase.
Still.
Right.
Because
I know how that is.
Back and it's like, oh, I need to change that, do I? Great. Okay, let's change that then. And then I send it back and I get it back again. I'm frustrated just a little.
I understand. I totally understand.
Well, but once you get it finalized, you know which editor to send it to.
Yeah, I know. I will talk to you once I get there.
Shameless pit, always.
I know. But it's once we finally get it to that point where, because it's why is this happening? That makes no sense. And well, because I know the story, it makes sense to me.
Right. But you have to remember you need to tell the readers why it makes sense to you.
Little things you forget.
Things. Oh, yeah, I forgot. You're not omniscient.
Oh, that's right. You don't know about that part. Okay. Yeah. So we're working on that.
Right. Amy, you write poetry. Is there a market out there for poetry right now, or is that just kind of a labor of love?
No, that's just what I write for me. That's more. I wake up at 3 a.m. and I grab a piece of paper and a pencil and oh my gosh, I have a whole poem. All right, that's nice. And I just throw it to the side. Okay.
Do you share it on your website, or?
Sometimes I will share it on the website. Sometimes I won't. It depends on whether I like it. It's the 3 a.m. writings that normally come out poetry for me.
Right.
It's my way of figuring things out.
Have you thought about
your 3 a.m. isn't?
My 3 a.m. is not poetry.
I know. Yes,
have you thought about collecting all of those together, putting a book out on poetry?
I have thought about it, but I don't know. Some of it's too personal and I don't want to share.
I understand that.
That's maybe, I'll let my children decide what to do with it when I'm not here.
Okay. Yeah.
And if they want to do it, they're free to.
You can share it with the world.
Yeah. Jen knows what to do with my scribblings when I'm not here.
Yeah, that's good.
That's my eldest spawn. They know what to do with my stuff. So,
that's good. I've had a couple of friends pass way too early recently. And, one guy that I didn't even know that he did artwork. We found all this artwork that he did.
Wow.
And I'm like, and I hang around with a group of people who are artists and stuff. And it's like, we got to do something with it. I don't know what, we got to capture it, because we knew that the family would likely either put it in a box and forget it or would throw it away. And we're like, so look, if you're a creative person, have a discussion with people that about the stuff that you have and what you want to do with it if you're not around anymore.
Kate knows what to do with all of mine. I've had that long discussion with her about that, and my nieces. So, I told them, tell
them where it is for one thing. Yeah. So
that's important. Yes.
Yeah.
So, so that it doesn't just disappear. And then, tell them what you want to, what you would like to do with it too.
And just to bring this up, since we have broached this subject,
yes.
Make sure that you specify what you want done with your copyright, because each piece, that you have copyrighted after, in the United States, it's 70 years. After 70 years, it goes into public domain. Yeah. If you want the family to continue capturing royalties from that, you need to make sure that's outlined in your wishes as well, so that your family knows to renew that, to make sure that copyright keeps on going.
Yeah.
All right, Beth, write that down. There's another subject for us.
That's another subject. I'm writing it down.
That's an important subject.
It's
a very important subject. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Jen and I have already had that discussion. Jen knows what to do. They're very up on what Mom wants.
That's good. I think important. A lot of people unfortunately never have that discussion.
It's okay. Sometimes you got to know when to talk.
Amy, we've blown through this time, do you have anything that you would like to promote that we haven't talked about?
I can't. Well, okay. Let me put this out there because maybe somebody will, find me, contact me, whatever. I'm trying to find somebody to illustrate my book about my cats, or a children's book about the cats.
All right.
You're talking to someone right there with Dirk. He probably could do it.
It's about my cat Nigel. When we first found him, he was an outdoor cat,
right?
And he came to the house. He was like this big, it's like really tiny, maybe 4 weeks old, if even. And no mama cat, just came up to my house every day and talked with Calgary, and eventually, he comes screaming Calgary, and Calgary screaming right back, and we brought him in, and now they're best buds. So I wrote a story about it. I just need somebody who can draw. I can't.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I can't publish it without the pictures. Without the drawings, but I'm on a budget, so that doesn't help either.
And if someone's interested in that, where can they find you?
They can probably message me through my website. I think there's something on there. There was, unless Jen took it off. I'll make sure it's on there.
There you go.
So,
yes.
So her website is amynkaplan.com. That's AMYNKAPLAN.com for those of you who are listening at home. Is there any place else that people can find you online?
I do have a Facebook page, but I'll be honest, I don't check it like I should.
You're gonna have to start checking it after this.
I don't check it, and I should.
You should.
Your homework is to find 10 writers and follow them.
I'm in all the groups with them, and we chat in the Facebook groups, but
doesn't count. You got to find 10 new ones. Come on, marketing, branch it out.
That's the way that works. Amy, thanks for being on today.
Thank you for talking to me, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Always.
All right, Beth, you're up with a little promotion time.
Hey, I'm Beth A. Freely. I provide editing and website services through my company, The Muses Funhouse. You can find me on the usual haunts, Twitter, X, Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, B.A. Freely, Freely, or you can just find me on my link tree, same B.A. Freely. And you can also check out my novels at bethannefreely.com, BETHANNEFREELY.com. And if you're interested in the services we provide, you can check out themusesfunhouse.com.
Yep, I'm just about to talk about that. You can find me at writeworks.darkhooper.com. My erotic writing is through Asher Lake, so asherlake.net. You can find me at the Muses Funhouse as well. On X, I'm at Dirk Hooper Plus, and on Facebook, I'm at dirk.hooper.
Tell them what you do for the Muses Funhouse.
Right. Before I go, I want to say that Beth A. Freely is offering editing and book trailer services, and I'm offering branding and social media management at the Muses Funhouse. Check out the website or contact us at the email addresses below. Well, I don't have it here. Here we go. You can contact us at these email addresses below. It's BRAUCH at the Muses Funhouse, or D Hooper, HOOPER, at the Muses Funhouse. There it is. Cool. Thanks to our guest, Amy Kaplan. For Beth A. Freely, I'm Dirk Hooper saying, dream hard.